Welcome back to Hook, Line and Sinker, Jevy. Round 18, the show goes on. Dobe is still in Bali. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward for him to get back for many reasons. I think we need a good old-fashioned Hook, Line and Sinker with you and Das. Jev, how are you, my man?
I'm good. I'm very good. Yeah, missing Dust. I can't believe it's round 18. Can't wait to have Bali Dobe back, but he extended for a week. He's just having too much fun being young single line over there, training his ass off. I don't blame him, so I'm happy for him to go stay another week. Yeah, I'm good. I actually can't believe it's round 18.
It's unbelievable. There's so many exciting things to come. Finals not far away. Brownlow, it's so good. Das will be back, though. That's all right. So, as usual, it's Hook, Line and Sinker. So, we're going to give you a hook. So, we're going to go through the Thursday and Friday night games. We're going to give you all the lines for this week and then a sinker, Jev, one to stay away. We may as well start Thursday night, Jev. The Swans, your men. The Swans versus the Dogs. It's still a mathematical chance, but one win the last five, the Swans. So, it's going to be bloody tough for the Swans to make the top eight. Thursday night, Jev, will be another tough one against the Dog. They're coming off Dogs coming off an honourable loss against the Pies. What do you think about the Dog Swans, Jev?
I think the Dogs have to be favourites just because of form, but it's not going to be by that much. I'm going to say Dogs minus 8.5.
So I should have said as well for those that are listening. So I'm going to give Jev, he's going to have a guess, and then I'm going to tell him what the actual line is as of Wednesday night. So it's actually Dogs plus 4.5, Jev. The Swans are favourites.
Wow.
I know, I couldn't believe that either.
Why? We've done nothing to prove we should be favourites in this game. It's we do match up well against the Dogs, but God, we've been getting smashed in contested ball and stuff all the time. Yeah, fuck, that is unbelievable.
I mean, I guess the Dogs sort of showed they can go with Collingwood for, 3 quarters, I suppose. So whether – yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But, yeah, Dogs –
He's playing out of his skin. We're undermanned, undersized. Jeez, I don't really get what's going on there. So I'm going to tell you what side I'm leaning on. If you're getting the Dogs as roughies already, what can I get for $1.30, Lou?
I just realised that's what I fucking forgot to do.
That's right.
So I will cut this.
So I'll go through it. You can get the Swans plus 13.5 or the Dogs all the way to plus 23.5. When's the last time the Swans blew anyone out or outplayed anyone? The side to be on, and nearly the bet of the weekend, is Dogs plus 23.5 Morgs.
For $1.30, that's unbelievable. There's no way.
That's 4 goals. We haven't looked like beating the team by 4 goals since last year, so
I couldn't agree more. That is bet. So, yeah, Jev, so we go through what you can get for $1.30. So, Jev will pick a side. Either way, get $1.30, a 9-leg multi. Jev, what's your best you've gone all year?
Last week, I lost the last game of the weekend. I had Freo plus 12.5 at home, and the Blues just blew them out. And I was all green ticked. I'm like, I'm about to win first hook, line, and sinker multi. But I find it unbelievable that I go $9.30 legs a week and I can't win one for the year. Shows how unpredictable the season is. Darves will be back next week with his ladder. Like, he's got this crazy ladder. He'll explain it again next week for people that don't listen that much. But even he, with the ladder, can't get a perfect week either. So it's fucking crazy.
Imagine you and Das without expansion teams, just 8 games a week.
Would be cash.
Rich men. Rich men.
I've got a hook for this game, Lou.
Please hook.
I reckon. So I saw stuff today about how Geelong are interested in Bailey Smith.
I saw that.
I reckon if I was the Saints, they've overpaid for Brad Hill before, Dan Hanbury and old Dan Hanbury. Bailey Smith's better than both of them. I'm pretty sure Bailey Smith's only like 24, 23 years old. Remember the year the Dogs played in the grand final against Melbourne? He was clearly number 2 to Bontler that year. He was like close to A grader in the comp. He was a gun. Even last year, he was an absolute gun before he had a few mental health problems and stuff and derailed his season a little bit. But if I was the Saints, I copped a bit of shit about that Instapost me bagging their midfield a bit. Isn't he the perfect guy to go with Sinclair, those young guys going through, keep Jack Steele? I would absolutely love Bailey Smith if I was a Saints supporter. I reckon this could be his last game in Sydney as a Western Bulldogs. Lou, that's my hook.
I rate that hook. Couldn't rate. They just need a bit of juice. That's exactly what he brings.
And then I think about it as like, Say the Dogs wanted to get into the Harley Reid sweepstakes, and they think Jamara's going to be their number one. So they go Aaron Norton, Bailey Smith over to West Coast, get back Harley Reid, and maybe they might get something else back. But all of a sudden, he becomes the face of WA. He's already the biggest celebrity in the AFL at the moment. He would be he's massive in Melbourne, so he would be a god over in WA. Reinvent. He's an absolute workhorse. He's one of the hardest trainers. Like, I reckon his career is going to die right now at the Dogs. They're not playing him in proper positions. I would love to see him on a new team next year, Lou.
Is Gold Coast a smoky?
Well, they say they've got trouble with their books, but depends who the coach is. Like, yeah, 100% they have to be.
Imagine Dimmer, Dusty, Cochin, Rewalt, Smith.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And then one more quick hook is taking the liver. Tom Liberatore over. Swans have been getting pumped in contested possessions, like pumped. This screams a Tom Liberatore, like 20 contested, 28 touches, like a goal. Like, he'll dominate this game.
What's his under over usually?
He's usually about like 26 and a half. It's like for 25 touches, he sits at that like $1.68 mark. For 30, he's like $2.20, so he's somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, I love that. That's two great hooks, Jeff. Well done.
Thanks.
Friday night, massive Friday night game, 3rd and 4th on the ladder, Melbourne versus Brisbane. Another top 4 finishing site for the Ds, who are lacking a bit of a juice, it has to be said. I know they beat the Pies, but another low-scoring win against St Kilda last week. Jeff, what's your line here?
Oh, fuck. I reckon it's going to be Pick'em. Like, legit 0.5, $1.80 to $1.80 I'm picking. Because it's not at the Gabba, so the Lions are 2 goals worse side. But they're probably going better than the Ds right now. But Ds at the G. I'm going to say Pick'em.
Yeah, I reckon it probably was that, but then the bookies have taken Brisbane's away record. So that's Brisbane plus 4.5.
Right, 4.5. So yeah, $1.72 Melbourne head-to-head to $2.10 or plus 4.5. See, I reckon anything under a goal, there's no point betting on the line, is there? Like,
I agree.
4.5 is just bugger all. You might as well take lines head-to-head if you're going to think they'll win at the $2.10. So what can I get for the $1.30, Lou? Do you need me to do this?
I've got them. So, I did have them. Geez, that's stiff. It refreshed.
Here you go. So we can get Melbourne plus 14.5 or the Dogs plus 22.5. So there's your 8 points you're looking for when you're betting on a line. So form tells me I want to be on the Lions, but them playing away from the Gabba scares me.
Yeah,
I think the home team plus 14.5. Nah, I've got no idea. I love the 22.5 Brisbane get. I can't sit there. I don't reckon Melbourne kick enough goals at the moment. Who'd they play last week? The Saints.
Yeah, the Saints, and only just sort of like a low scoring.
Yeah, I love the way Harris Andrews is playing at the moment. He's basically becoming a pyramid player. I used to think he was the biggest cat. Now he's the best interceptor in the league. I like Brisbane's firepower. I'm going to take the Lions plus 22.5. No Clary. Yeah. I like their midfield a bit better. Apparently no Grundy, so Gawn plays one and he's usually a gun. This is a hard line. This is a fucking hard line. It's really it's going to win.
Last week, Petrarca kicked 4, so he played forward like everyone was calling for, and they were sort of saying Gawn and Petrarca to go forward. So Gawn's obviously not going to go forward with Grundy out.
Yeah.
Surely Brisbane don't let Petrarca kick 4.
No, I agree. I'm going to take the Lions plus 22.5. And I'm happy for people to message us and saying that is the wrong side to be on. But without Clary, I still love Melbourne to win the flag. I think like their best side when they're flying, they can win the flag. No Fritsch, no Clary. They're bringing back no Brodie Grundy. They're bringing back in Van Rooyen. Cozzy can't get a kick. They're not going to kick enough goals to blow the Lions by over 22.5 points. Is my call, Morgs. I'm going to stick with it.
I like it. I reckon Melbourne are doing a bit of a Geelong. It's just all might come together at the right time.
I agree. And Clary comes back. Remember last year, Dangerfield, they took him out of the side at round 12 and they put him on like a month pre-season and he rolled back in at like round 18 and then he was running on top of the grand final day like flying. But Clary doesn't seem to be – apparently he's just still training hard as and the hammy keeps pinching. So who knows? Who knows?
Saturday Arvo, Jev. Collingwood Freo building a real strong case for the most disappointing club in 2023 of Freo. Second straight loss to Carlton, a new low point for the club that played finals last year. Do you see a bounce back for Freo, or could this get ugly
Isn't
at the
this?
G?
Isn't I was just watching Fox Footy before? Isn't this $1.10 to $7 head to head?
$1.10 to $7. Yep.
Yeah. So that's telling me the line's like 35.5 to 40. I'm gonna say Collingwood like 37.5.
Yeah, you're not far off. Freo plus 40.5.
Yeah, Collingwood minus 40. That is fuck.
That
Freo was
is.
supposed to be a top 4 team this year, and you're getting Collingwood minus 40. See, I actually like this Freo line for some reason because it's so hard to look past their talent. So that's why they're so disappointing because you see the team they pick every week and you're like, that is a talented team. And then they go out and deliver shit like they delivered against Carlton and stuff. But no, Caleb Sarong, he got a week. Collingwood, what can I get for $1.30? I can already tell you I'm taking Collingwood, so.
Yeah, it's Collingwood. No. So it's Freo plus 58.5.
Yeah,
And then Collingwood minus 22.5. Geez, that's nothing.
yeah, they'll win by 4 goals at the G, won't they?
I suppose I saw in the Discord this morning, the Freo beat Melbourne at the G this year, did they not?
They won 2 in a row against Melbourne at the G. They do like playing at the G, but Collingwood are the team to take. Collingwood are unbeatable at the moment.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
like who's beating them? They go to Marvel Stadium for the first time. I can't even remember ever watching Collingwood play on Marvel Stadium. They go there, they beat the Dogs, Marvel Specialists, beaten by 12 points. Like, they're up by 20 points the whole game. I can't see Freo getting within 22.5 points. If it is, I'm going to be a bad beat. It will legit. They win by 20 points, and I lose by 2.5 points. I'm taking Collingwood minus 22.5. Lou.
I might have 10 on Freo head to head.
7-1. Don't mind.
Next game, Gold Coast and Kilda. So the Suns obviously looking to shift the focus after a dirty, dirty week for poor Stewie Dew, the poor bloke. Wasn't a horrible game last week for the Suns. Only lost by 33 points to Port. They're obviously 14 in a row. More importantly, Jev, so Gold Coast, the Saints, what are St Kilda? What are they?
They're a defensively structured, talentless team. To say it kindly, Ross has rocked up, and it's like he feels like a chandelier in a rental sort of thing, like in an empty mansion. He's like, I'm here, and they just don't have the talent. And I cop a lot of shit, but they just play so much defense and get everyone back because they don't have the talent to go toe to toe with a Collingwood or toe to toe with a Melbourne or something like that. Like, no Clary Oliver, they should have a crack against the D's, but D's just got them. Anyway, this line, it's in Gold Coast. A lot of people love when you get the interim coach and he's a bit of fun. I'm gonna say, this should be Pick'em. This should be Gold Coast minus like 4.5.
Yeah, so it's Gold Coast minus 10.5.
9.5. St Kilda plus 9.5. So it's coming to point. So
Yeah,
people
right.
come to the same. So this
There's a leak.
is this is a funny one, isn't it? Because do you like when the interim coach comes in, you go, the shackles come off, the players just play free, everyone gets a kick, everyone plays in position, or do you go like the better coach side here, which will be St Kilda, just give it to them? So
One thing I've noticed, you and Das, like when you get two for the $1.30, you get points either side, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I reckon when you see the dollar, do you want to know what the $1.30s are?
I'm looking at it now, but you go.
Yeah. So Saints plus 28.5 is the $1.30, and then the Suns being the favourite is only plus 8.5.
Yeah,
I just think plus more than 28 points, is it?
yeah, I like the Saints plus 28.5 there as well. Gold Coast are bloody good at home though. But
Yeah.
As I said, St Kilda just defend. So I can't see Gold Coast opening them up.
It's very always low scoring up there as well.
I'm going to go to Saints. I like the 30 points you're getting.
Yep.
I think they defend, they keep games close. who knows what Gold Coast is going to come out. Like, this
for
is
sure.
just one of those ones you got to watch it first to see how they play under the new coach. They could win this by 70 points, and everyone's like, Stewie Jew is holding them back. Or they could lose by 10 goals because they've cracked the shit. So the Saints with the points is my side.
Yeah, I like that. More importantly, Jeff, 3 weeks in footy can make an unbelievable difference. The Blues are fucking back in the hunt for finals
It's
on the
fun.
berth of back-to-back, a hat trick of wins, Jeff. Picked Fremantle apart last week over, we love Optus. So there's definitely a path to September, Jev. It goes through Port this week, as I said. They've won 14 on the trot. Jev, are the Blues back?
Ever since we met Pat Cripps and he was the best bloke on earth and he eyeballed Darts and he said, the Blues are fine. We're just out of form. And he goes, Darts, like, you injured or anything? He's like, nah, I just can't get a kick. They have been the best team in the AFL for 3 weeks in a row. They're pumping teams. They pump the Suns. They pump Brown. Who'd you beat last week?
No, so Freo was last week. We beat Gold Coast the week before, and then was it Hawthorn the week before that?
Yeah, and you win them all easy. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, this game, where is it? Is it at Marvel? It's at
No,
Marvel.
it's,
The G?
it is too, yes.
Yeah,
Marvel.
it's Cohen will be on the G. Oh, Port love Marvel. I'm going to say Port are favourites, but 9.5 points, I'm going to say.
Yeah, so Port minus 6.5.
So it's a goal.
Which I reckon is wild.
A goal.
Like, I know we've won 3 in a row. Yes, the Freo win was good, but the Suns at the G, the Suns were coming off the bye. They just looked asleep. And
Hawthorn aren't
Hawks looked,
they
yeah, I don't
good?
know.
Freo wins got like credit. You guys love. I can tell you what side I'm going to be on, but what can I get for $1.30, Lou?
So you can get Port 12.5 points plus Carlton plus 24.5.
Plus 12.5, plus 24. See that? I am going to go Port Adelaide because
You have to.
114 in a row. They love Marvel Stadium. They've won like 12 in a row at Marvel Stadium. And I still think Carlton are a bit of pixie dust. Like, oh, well, you're going to find out this weekend. They're coming up
Yeah,
against Big Dog this weekend. And, like, yeah. I'm going to take Port Adelaide. I think they're better. I like 2 goals. Like, yeah. But the thing about Carlton, if they win, they blow you out, I reckon. So they could win by 40 points and blow you out, but they could also lose by 40 points and go back to what they did all season. So I'm going to go Port Adelaide, second on the ladder, 14 in a row. If you're getting a team that's won 14 in a row, 2 goals points, worth of points, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I agree. I cannot see us blowing Port out.
I'm not getting sucked into 3 weeks of form when they were the worst team in the AFL for a while, the Blues.
100%. 100%. As you said, and Port don't mind Marvel.
Yes.
So you're taking Port with the points.
Yes. Plus
Next is Geelong Essendon. This will be finals like Saturday night, Cardinia Park, Jeff. So the Cats are back in the 8 following last week's percentage booster over North. While the Bombers are suddenly in the top 4 conversation, they knocked off the Crows in what was technically an upset, I suppose, if you look at the odds from last week. Essendon are winning people over, Jeff. Are you one of them?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they're a fucking good team. They kick goals, they attack. Well, I'm going to say Geelong have to be favourite, but it wouldn't be as much as you think. I'm going to say it's 7.5 points.
Yeah, so I could not believe this. 21.5 points.
Wow, Geelong minus 21.5.
Yeah. Oh, it's 20. Yeah, so 22.5 now.
Wow.
Yeah, couldn't believe it.
What am I? So Jeremy Cameron, wow, it's $1.30 to $3.70.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I had a look. So like since the 90s even, the Bombers, the Cardinia Park has just been absolute burial ground for the Bombers. So they're obviously looking at that, the bookies.
Well, they played earlier in the season on the MCG and Hawkins kicked 8 and he had 5 at quarter time. Jeremy Cameron comes back. That's when Danger was is Danger playing? Oh, this is a hard one to pick. Because I always take the Cats at Cardinia Park. Oh, at Team HBA. Always. So, like, I'm looking at the odds. This is one of those ones. What can I get $1.30 for, Lou?
Yeah, so this is crazy. Essendon plus 41.5 and then Geelong minus 4.5.
Yeah, so you can get the Cats $1.28 head to head. So you either just take, you don't even worry about that 4.5 points. You either take the Cats head to head or Essendon plus 40. Jeez, What is more likely to happen? Geelong lose or Geelong blow out the Bombers? What's more likely? That's all I'm asking myself.
I just think for the $1.30, like minus 4 points. That's again 4 points is basically pick 'em, or you can have 40 points on a potential top four team.
Yeah, who are clearly playing better than Geelong right now, but it's at home. I think the smarter side to be on here, Lou. Oh fuck, I don't even know. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna trust the Bombers. I never thought I'd say that and take the 41 points.
No, I think that's smart.
No,
$1.30.
no, I think the smart side to be in is Geelong head to head at GMH Road. They never lose there. They
That's
never
fair.
lose. I can't see them losing, but I'm gonna take the points because I can see Essendon winning by a kick after the siren or something.
100%.
And then you lose. So you just take your 40. If Hawkins kicks, if Zerk Thatcher didn't watch his tape last time and see what Hawkins did when he kicked 8 on him, and Jeremy Cameron comes back, I reckon Jeremy Cameron's going to come back as fit as a fiddle, like flying, ready to go again. So that is a hard line to pick. Bomber supporters, form, everything would be like as if you wouldn't take that 40 and a half. But Cat supporters, like you just take Cats head to head. But 40 and a half, I'm taking it, Essendon.
Maybe Brad Scott will watch Zerk's tape and just not play him.
Oh, yeah, it's Brad Scott versus Chris Scott.
Yeah, true. Battle of the brothers.
Battle of the Brothers.
How did I miss that?
Wow.
So who'd you end up taking? You took the head-to-head Geelong, $1.28.
No, I took Essendon plus 41 and a half.
Smart. No, I think that's the side. Sunday, Jev, Adelaide GWS. So good luck getting a read on Adelaide anytime soon. Just when it looked like the Crows were certainty to make the top 8, they cough up another 4 points against the Bombers in an outfit they probably should have beaten. As I said, they were technically underdogs. Everyone seems to be rooting for the Crows, Jev, but are they destined to disappoint?
This is the hardest line to pick because they disappointed on the road as they always do. Now they go back home. They are that good at home. They're an 8-goal better side at home. Like they're fucked. But GWS do not get blown out. They've been blown out once by Collingwood on the MCG this year. Apart from that, every game's within 20 points. So I think the line is going to be Adelaide minus 16.5, Lou. 2.5 goals.
Exact.
Yes, let's go. Because
16.5.
everyone knows GWS don't get blown out. So they know they're going to put up a fight, but everyone knows how good Adelaide are at Adelaide Oval. It's so hard because you see him have a shocker against the Bombers last week, but then they come back to Adelaide Oval. They've beaten Port Adelaide, Brisbane. They lost to Collingwood after the siren. They pumped the Blues. They've beaten another couple of big sides over at Adelaide Oval and just made them look silly. So they're so good. So what can you get for $1.30?
Yeah, so this is interesting. Minus 20.5 for sorry, that's wrong. That's $2. Sorry, I already did this. Beg your pardon. Plus 2.5 for the Crows. Plus 36.5 for GWS.
God, these lines are hard.
This is huge because as I said last week about GWS's run home, this is basically a must win for either side, probably to make the 8.
Yeah, this is like an elimination final.
100%.
Plus 2.5 for the Crows. Or
plus 36.5.
36.5. So 6 goals. See, the way the Crows play, like 6 goals, the way they play at home is, Tex kicks 4, Rankin kicks 4, Fogarty kicks 3, Pedler kicks 2, and they beat you by 7 goals. They beat you by 38 points. And you're like, they're so fucking good, but I'm going to go the Crows at home. 2.5.
Love it.
I think they just win. But GWS don't get blown out. But I would love I'd love one more goal on top of that 36. If that was in the 40s, I reckon that would be the side to be on.
For sure. You'd almost, I know you like to do it, you're almost better off taking head-to-head. Adelaide are $1.38.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, plus 2.5 means GWS have to win by 1 or 2 points for me to lose. I'm going to take the value. You're right, Luke. I'm going to take the value and just take the Crows head-to-head at $1.38. And
don't have to be good to be stiff.
Yeah, if GWS win by 1 or 2 points, you just got to cop it, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. So you took Adelaide head to head. So
Adelaide.
then we've got North Hawthorn. So West Coast look to have the wooden spoon all sewed up, but this could still possibly mean something. It's 16th versus 17th. Hawks have struggled massively down back since Sicily, obviously. They'll take plenty away. They only lost by 13 points last week to the Giants. Funkle Ratsjev, does he have a win in him against what might be his last chance?
Well, I'm pretty sure Clarko comes back next week or the week after. I heard Kanzu the other day.
So it's Funkle's last chance.
Griffin Logue did his ACL, and he's a very crappy backline's best defender. I'm going to say the Hawks are favourites, but it's by about 12.5 points.
It's a great guess. 13.5.
13.5. Oh, geez, North are crap. Like, you can't get sucked into North. I'm pretty sure they've won 4 games in 2 years. Like, they're seriously crap. Hawthorn beat Brisbane head-to-head. They've had 3 bad weeks. They got pumped by Gold Coast, pumped by the Blues, and lost to GWS. But if I can so I'm looking at Hawthorn $1.52 head-to-head here, which means at $1.30 I can get plus some points. How many points can I get?
So you can get Hawks plus 6.5 if you're going north, which you're probably not, plus 32.5.
Yeah, there is so much more likely the Hawks blow North Melbourne out than North Melbourne winning the game, I reckon. I'm going to take that plus 6.5 for the Hawks. Hawks, everyone knows the Hawks are good and they're building something. They just lack a bit of talent. They're a bit young. Is Sicily playing? I'm feeling he is.
Yeah, I really don't know.
I don't know.
He is.
He got 3 weeks for the tackle.
Yeah, mate, I just saw he is.
Yeah.
He returns from the 3-match suspension.
Yeah, I reckon they're at like the $1.52. I reckon they're winning head-to-head. Like, that's a moral.
Yeah, he'll come out firing the box.
Yeah, take that plus 6.5. That's a goal. If North Melbourne win close, you still win. But yeah,
The only thing I don't know if this changes. I have a feeling this is actually in. No, it's not. I thought it was in Tassie. It's not. Marvel Stadium.
Yeah,
forget I said. Take the Hawks 6.5.
6.5.
Final game, Jev. The 100K multi. Eat your heart out here. West Coast versus Richmond. Sunday over the 4 points. 4 wins their last 5, the Tigers. So they control their own destiny. The Tigers very much in the finals picture. 7 games left to play. Jev, are we filling our boots in the 100K?
This is like they might start calling this the Everest Cup here. As I've predicted for a couple of weeks now, I think West Coast are going to win a final before Richmond. I told you this, Lou.
You did.
It doesn't have anything to do with this game. It has to do with Richmond won't win a final in the next 6 years. Can West Coast rebuild, get a list, and go past them and win a final before them within 5-6 years is what my prediction is. So I don't think Richmond have one good kid coming through. One genuine gun A-grader apart from Shy Bolton, who's like, I think he's like 24, 23, 24. So he's a good player. But so Richmond are obviously going to be favourites because they have to be, because West Coast are one of the worst teams I've seen. It has to be Richmond minus 52.5. Morg is my guess.
Line is 41.5.
Jeez, I know West Coast have been playing a little better, but feels a little bit light, doesn't it?
I reckon this feels real sort of percentage booster for the Tigers.
Well, I just don't think that's the way they play anymore. I think they lack a bit. Oh, you can't say they lack talent. I just watched them against the Swans, and we were doing whatever we wanted on them the first half. Then it started raining, and it went back to that Richmond system of like kicking it off the ground, tapping it forward, dusty breaking tackles like Jack Graham, Shy Bolton, and they just sort of ground us back, hit the front, and got the win. But this was 1 point with a minute to go. Like, it was 13 points the final moment, but it was 1 point with a minute to go. They kicked 2 junk time goals when we were trying to win the game. So, like, this is hard. What can I get for $1.30, Lou?
$1.30. So, wrong one. Sorry. So you get Richmond minus 23.5.
Yeah.
West Coast plus 61.
That minus 23.5 is the right side to be on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure every time you've bet against the West Coast line, you've won for like 10 weeks in a row. The dollar, they just can't get the West Coast. Well, it's funny. the West Coast just don't cover the $1.30 line, is what I'm trying to say. Because last week the head-to-head line against the at the Gabba was 82.5, which is unbelievable. Now you say it, 82.5. The final score was 81, so both $1.30 lines won, but the Brisbane line won. Like every West Coast line you go against. But I know they've got Shannon Hearn coming back. They got Luke Shuey coming back. Jeremy McGovern played on the weekend. He only played 3 quarters. They subbed him off. So they're bringing him back in. So all of a sudden, they're starting to get some good players back and playing again. But 23.5 is delicious. They beat him by like 107 points last year. Lynch kicked 10. I'm taking the Tigers.
That Brisbane Lions line was hilarious because Das messaged me from Bali and asked me to put some cash on the Brisbane line so he could just watch it drumming. And then I think Hipwood missed from 15 metres out to turn it over 82.5.
It cost him.
I had a look at the ladder. I was talking about percentage. So Richmond are 12th, only 4 points off the 8. So, 4 points from Geelong, who are on 34. But then Richmond's percentage is 96.9. Geelong's is 117. So, yeah, they're going to fucking need it if they're any chance to get in.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's some players coming back.
Yeah. 23.5, I think, is perfect. Like, West Coast play all right. They lose by 5 goals. Like, Richmond aren't. Like, Jack Rewalt's pretty easy to play on these days. Everyone was bagging Buddy for how old he looks. Jack Rewalt didn't have a kick last week against the Swans. Like, he looks old. I don't know if they've got that many avenues to goal without Tom Lynch in there. I know I'm a Richmond hater, but geez, I don't rate him that much. Like Kingy still thinks they can do damage in September. Where? At Vegas? In Vegas, or saying at Finns in Bali. What damage does he think they're doing in September? So, this is my multi-loose. So, odds boosted to $13.39. So, I'm going to have 10 on it to win $133. Dogs plus 23.5. Can't believe I'm going against the Swans. Brisbane plus 22.5. Collingwood minus 22.5. St Kilda plus 28.5. Port Adelaide plus 12.5. Essendon plus 41.5. Adelaide head-to-head. Hawthorn plus 6.5. And Richmond minus 23.5. So a lot of points, and then how many favourites? 1. Collingwood is a favourite. Adelaide head-to-head is a favourite. Richmond is a favourite.
I can't see any loser in that.
You're on the same side as me.
If you're still watching, so all of the lines that he had in that multi pay $1.30. So that's all we'll be doing the whole show. So yeah, $1.30 lines, and he's got 2 head-to-heads in there. Yeah, I'd be on the exact same side, 100%.
Yeah, and yeah,
I can't believe you haven't hit one yet.
13-1 multi, win 133. Either can I. I can't believe I haven't hit one, but it is what it is. Maybe this is the week we finally go cha-ching.
And I suppose you haven't hit one. We had a couple of great sinkers last week. One bet to stay away from off the top of your head.
Rory Sloane, 15 touches. Cost the Punters Club. Morg's league cost the Punters Club a bomb. But it's actually his 250th. I was watching him interviewed on AFL 360 before. Rory Sloane's 250th. Remember Texas 250th against West Coast earlier in the year, he kicked 10. No, Rory Sloane was saying him and Tex were having a joke, and he needs 50 touches, 15 clearances, 2 goals, couple of goal assists, 15 tackles to do what Tex did on who's 250th. So would you accept Rory Sloane for a goal in the 100K multi this week, Lou?
So it's Sloane's 250th.
Sloane's 250th.
It's a Sunday game as well.
No, I think it's Saturday night.
Saturday night. Yeah, fuck it, I'll have it.
We'll see. Let's have a look what it pays.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Sloane, 360.
Yeah, see, that's a hell. I'm going to look up his form. I reckon he's kicked a goal.
I like this a lot.
If we start with a Sloane snag and build from there.
100%.
We'll nearly be there after 4 legs.
Right, it's a Saturday night game.
Saturday night, Adelaide Oval. Actually, it'd be great to be at.
It would.
So this is his form. So he kicked a goal against the Bombers. Zip, zip. 2 against West Coast. Zip, 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 zip. Then goal. So he's kicked 5 goals for the year.
Any behinds in those zips?
Nah, it's either a goal or nothing.
Boom or bust.
Oh, mate.
Sloane 15 would have been on my tombstone under Mad Rooter until last week.
Nah, how he didn't get 15 is beyond me. We can get $1.19 for him to get 15 this week, but he had 12 last week.
Surely he can't be the sinker on his 250th.
Yeah, no, you can't. What about Josh Kelly had 6 touches last week?
Yeah, what the hell? I know that cost the Shark a couple of bucks.
What about Canelio? We're getting $1.41 for 25. Lou, he's had 33 weeks in a row. Kicked 3 goals last week. We're still getting $1.41 for 25.
Sports,
That leg is the captain of the 100K this year. That's been the best leg in every multi.
that's like sports better the sinker there.
Yeah.
Just learn.
Sink him. All right, good work, Lou.
Hey, rip and shows. Stenny back on the show tomorrow night. Dar's supposed to be back, but he's extended the trip. Stenny had so much positive feedback that we had to get him on before his head exploded. So
Yeah.
huge show tomorrow night. What else we got going on? We got a bit going on.
Here comes the money. He's as
Yes, live.
hot as fish grease at the moment.
What are you at, 360?
Nah, double it. 760.
You're on 760?
Yeah, because we had 360 on the multi on the weekend.
Or would you have Merit 25, Cogs 25?
Yeah, 25.
That's a good bet.
676 we're at. There it is.
You beauty. Any sneak peek on what it might be, your leg?
I like Cogs at $1.41 for another 25.
Yeah, that's true. Another helping.
I'll have a bit of a look. I'll have a bit of a gander. But, like, I reckon Mitch Lewis or Luke Bruce, every small forward kicks snags against North Melbourne at the moment. Last week, who'd they play last week?
Hawks. Fuck, do I know?
North played. They played Geelong at GMHBA. Tyson Stengel kicked 5. The week before, Isaac Rankin kicked 5. The week before, Cody Waitman kicked 6 against North Melbourne.
I like it.
So, like, I'm gonna tell you right now what Luke Bruce is for 2.
I was going to say, if Mitch Lewis makes a 2-prong multi.
Here you go. Luke Bruce form is 2 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, 5 goals, 3 goals. Paying $1.54 for 2, Lou.
And against Cogs, what, $1.40 for 25?
$1.40 for 25.
So don't confirm.
That could be one of my bets of the year. That's going in the. I can tell you right now, Luke Bruce 2 goals going in the 100K.
And
leg, betting against North Melbourne. Give me all of that.
And the debut of the 30X Club tomorrow night.
Yeah, done. 30X Club. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go one leg each game, about $1.40, $1.50 leg. See if it equals 30X over the weekend, and let's go.
Love it. No one's watching anymore. Great show, Jeff.
I thought I paused it a minute ago.
Which you did.
Done.
$13 a piece. That's a great multi, Jeff. Well done.
Let's go. See you, bloke.
You're a good egg.